Hello and welcome to Real Men Feel. I am your host, Andy Grant. I'm an author, coach, healer, and speaker. You can visit theandygrant.com to learn more about all those things that I'm up to. Real Men Feel exists to remind you that men are human beings, and we are entitled to feel and express the full range of emotions. I'm going to emphasize that even more today, thanks to an email that I received last week. In part, it said, about 3 to 4 years ago, I came out as a trans man. I deal with a lot of imposter syndrome when it comes to my identity. Whenever I hear the name of your podcast, it makes me cringe a little because I don't see myself as a quote unquote real man. It makes me feel like this is advice that isn't for me. So, does the advice you give count for trans men as well as cis men? Nobody has asked me this question before, but it is something that I have wondered. For the first couple of years of Real Men Feel, I co-hosted this show with Appio Hunter, a gay male friend of mine. I thought that one of us being straight and one gay would somehow cover more ground. But honestly, there was rarely different advice, issues, or topics for gay versus straight men. Now, I don't recall any episode specifically about trans men, but I know that I have often said that if you consider yourself to be a man, then anything you do is by definition manly. If you see yourself as a man, then real men do whatever you do. I know guys that have ED, erectile dysfunction, others who have been paralyzed from the waist down and the neck down, other guys that have battled testicular cancer and have lost one of their balls. Right? A testicle has been removed. I don't consider any of them to be less than. I don't consider them as non-men, right? They're not people that can no longer listen to this podcast. Biology alone is not the way to identify what a man is. I also told the emailer that I talked to so many men about imposter syndrome that I'd say having it is more proof of your manliness, not less. It also took me years to be comfortable with the title of this show, even though I named it. There are so many sayings and memes, etc., about real men this and real men that. All of them pissed me off. So the title is a bit of a play on that. But also, the real of Real Men Feel, it means genuine, authentic, and being true to yourself. All of that is up to you, which I think is a good thing. There's no committee, organization, or individual deciding whether you are a man or not. It's you. You are the best judge of yourself, but often we as human beings are the worst judges of ourselves because we are so harsh. Right? So, is the advice I give on Real Men Feel only for cis men? From my perspective, no. Real Men Feel reminds men that they are human. Most of the advice on this show is for all human beings. I hear from many female listeners who tell me that they get a lot from the show. My intention is to help people. The end. I'm really not concerned with identity, gender, biology, labels of any sort. But I see that advice is subjective. So I would suggest more critical than, is this advice meant for this group or that group? The thing to ask is, do I resonate with this? If you resonate with something, it's for you. If something inspires you, prompts you to take action, or makes you think, it is for you. Even if something pisses you off, triggers you, and makes you think, I'd say that is for you as well. I want to share one response from one of the guys I shared this question with guys in the private Real Men Feel group on Facebook. He said, I know nothing about the psyche of anyone going through transition to either gender, but much of what men feel, are expected to feel, is begun and formed in childhood. So someone transitioning to female still has this. Second, someone transitioning to male is going to encounter expectations once they are male or close to that point. So much like the man who wrote that, what I just shared, I know nothing about what it is like to be trans. I do know that I struggled a lot growing up with doubting myself, questioning my worth, my value, trying to fit in with this group, that group, any group, not being sure of who I was. But none of that was about my gender. I questioned whether I should exist. I questioned, I thought maybe if I was born at a different time, right? If I had to just fight for survival, things would be easier. I wouldn't have time to just think so much. But none of that was about, am I really male, right? Should I be female? And again, I just can't imagine that. So I would never speak to that. I would never judge that. That's just another level of hell upon anyone growing up these days. And yeah, I gotta imagine it's just rough. So no, I am not out to exclude anyone that is listening. And if you get something from this, beautiful, this is for you. That's it. So with that, if you are a trans man and you want to share a bit of your experience on Real Men Feel, I would be honored to have you. You can reach out to me at realmenfeel@gmail.com. And wherever you are discovering that real men do indeed feel, I invite you to subscribe, follow, like, share, post a comment, and all that fun stuff. If you want to explore what life might be like with more authenticity and vulnerability and increase your ability to be yourself, please visit theandygrant.com/talk and schedule a free clarity call with me. Until next time, be good to yourself. And yes, this is for you.